What year is it now? What a strange, ludicrous question. We have just celebrated the onset of a new year, 2025. No, over 15 million Hebrews will object, it is now the year 5785. After all, that is how many years have passed since the creation of our world. Hebrews, like Christians and Muslims, believe in the biblical story that God created the world in 6 days. On the first day, God separated the light from the darkness. On the second day, He created the sea and the sky. On the third day, He created the earth and plants. On the fourth day, He created celestial bodies. On the fifth day, He created birds and fishes. On the sixth day, God created animals and human beings. Thus, from this, the sixth day of creation, one should begin counting years, according to Hebrew sages. By the way, on the seventh day, God rested from all His work. Opinions differ on this day. For Hebrews, the day off is Saturday. For Christians, the day off is Sunday. And for Muslims, the day off is Friday. Of course, scientists assert that everything was not so simple. But we shall not talk about the Big Bang Theory and evolution today. The topic of this short story is the events that various peoples consider to be the starting point for counting years. On the 29th of January, 1.5 billion Chinese will celebrate the beginning of the year 4722. They count years, starting from the moment when the first emperor of China, Qin Shi Huang, ascended the throne. He is said to invent the axe, the boat and oars, the mortar and the pestle, the bow and arrows, and even dresses and shoes. It is also believed that under his auspices, hieroglyphic writing was created. For Buddhists, it is now the year 2567. Their chronology begins with the passing into nirvana, it means, enlightenment, of their spiritual teacher and founder of Buddhism, who was called Siddhartha Gautama, or the Buddha. In Nepal, North and Central India, the Vikram Samvat calendar is used. According to this calendar, it is now the year 2081. It begins with the reign of the King Vikramaditya, a legendary and ideal ruler, who defended his country from conquerors. Muslims consider the emigration of the Prophet Muhammad from Mecca to Medina to be the beginning of their calendar. It is now the year 1446 in Algeria, Egypt, Iraq, Jordan, Libya, Mauritania, Morocco, Oman, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, Somalia, Tunisia, the United Arab Emirates, and Yemen. While in Iran and Afghanistan, it is now the year 1403. This difference has to do with the fact that most Muslim countries use the lunar calendar. A month in the lunar calendar is a new moon, full moon, new moon cycle that takes about 29.5 days. The lunar year consists of 12 lunar months and has 354, common year, or 355, leap year, days. Meanwhile, Iran and Afghanistan use the solar calendar, in which a solar year is the time it takes the Earth to complete one revolution around the Sun. The solar year consists of 365 or 366 days. In the mid-19th century, the youngest world religion, called the Bahá'í Faith, emerged in Iran. Its followers, there are currently about 8 million of them, believe in the unity of God, the unity of religions, and the unity of humankind. Their chronology begins with the birth of their prophet, called Baha'u'llah, and it is now the year 181. In Japan, the calendar begins anew every time a new emperor ascends to the chrysanthemum throne. It is now the 6th year of the Reiwa era, since the Emperor Naruhito's accession to the throne in 2019. So, why do we consider our year to be 2025? Oh, it is quite a complicated story. We traditionally count years from the nativity of Christ, or from the new era. This idea was proposed in 525 by the Roman abbot Dionysius Exiguus. Well, modern scientists believe that he was off by several years. Moreover, at that time, Europeans had no concept of a mathematical zero. Therefore, in our calendar, there is no 0 year, it means, the first century in it, begins with the first and ends with the 100th year. Christmas is traditionally celebrated on the 25th of December, and the new year begins on the 1st of January, according to Julius Caesar's order. And that is not all. In 45 BC, Julius Caesar introduced a calendar named after him, the Julian calendar. At that time, astronomers believed that the solar year lasted approximately 365.25 days. In a calendar year, the number of days must be a whole number. In order to resolve this contradiction, in the Julian calendar, one extra day was added to every fourth year. However, if we measure the length of the solar year more precisely, it turns out to be slightly less, 365.2425 days. As a result, if you use the Julian calendar for a long time, a difference will form between the solar and calendar years. By the mid-16th century, it had increased so much, that it became impossible to accurately calculate the date of Easter. The Pope Gregory XIII commissioned the astronomer Aloysius Lilius, 1510–1576, to develop a new calendar. This work was completed by the German mathematician and astronomer Christopher Clavius, 1538–1612. The new calendar, which was later called Gregorian, immediately advanced the date by 10 days. Every year, that is exactly divisible by 4, is a leap year, except for years that are exactly divisible by 100, but these centurial years are leap years, if they are exactly divisible by 400. For example, the years 1700, 1800, and 1900 are not leap years, but the year 2000 is. In 1582, Spain, Portugal, Italy, and the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth were the first to adopt the Gregorian calendar. The introduction of the new calendar was rather slow. Great Britain and its North American colonies switched to the new calendar in 1752 only. The Russian Empire continued to live according to the Julian calendar until 1918. It is even said that it was the difference between the calendars that caused the mistakes in the actions of the Austrian and Russian armies in 1805, which led to their defeat near the town of Austerlitz. Belarus, which was part of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, followed the Gregorian calendar from its introduction until 1796. After the Russian Empire occupied the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, the Julian calendar was returned by the Russian Tsar's order. However, there is a small region in Belarus, where the Gregorian calendar was not interrupted. It is Sapotskin. After 1795, this town and the surrounding villages became part of Prussia. Then, part of the Duchy of Warsaw, in 1807. And since 1815, part of the Congress Kingdom of Poland, which continued to live according to the Gregorian calendar, even while being part of the Russian Empire. The Bolsheviks introduced the Gregorian calendar in 1918. At that time, the difference between the Gregorian and Julian calendars was already 13 days. However, the Russian Orthodox Church continues to use the Julian calendar in our time. According to this calendar, Christmas is celebrated on January the 7th, and the New Year is celebrated on the night of January the 13th to 14th. This explains the strange series of holidays that are celebrated by many people on the post-Soviet territory. December the 25th, it is Christmas. December the 31st, January the 1st, it is the New Year. January the 7th, it is one more Christmas. January the 13th to 14th is another New Year, which is called the Old New Year. Thus, you can, if you want to, celebrate the New Year again.